is going on? Oh, it doesn't have immigration Q&A up at the top.
Okay, go back.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Your mic is like for YouTube, so.
Okay. They're still on.
And go. Oh yeah. Oh, put the and.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. We are live. Hey, 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 how are you? Thank you for checking us out. This is Gig Loss, Sumeet Lall here. We are going live on TikTok and Facebook. And as always, we'll be talking about our favorite immigration topics. I'm going to wait for us to get some people here, and then I'm going to just sort of jump in and see what we can do. What is that? Someone's screened over. I don't see anybody on. We'll be on in 1 sec, people, if you are still here. Check this article out. Okay. All right, so we're going live on TikTok and going live on Facebook as well. This is our weekly Q&A where we just talk to you, people out there, with all the things that you guys got going on, all the questions you have. Obviously, we're here to try to answer your questions the best we can. Just to give you guys a heads up, I say this all the time. Everyone asks me what time, how long this takes, and how long that takes. Timing is one of those questions where the answer is just unknown. It's unknown because, you know, there's a general time period that things take, but also if you did your case wrong, it's going to take a lot longer, right? So I will try to answer all the questions that I can, but keep in mind people ask a lot of questions about timing, and I am not always able to answer those questions completely. All right, so I see here we have an update, a request on H-1B policies, and there is a ton to talk about, so I'm going to launch on H-1Bs. First off, with H-1Bs, we do have a fee increase coming. All right, so USCIS announced, I believe last week or 2 weeks ago, a list of proposed fee increases that are going to hit across the board, from everything from your I-130, your family-based case, to your H-1B. And there's going to be a $500 fee increase on the H-1B, meaning if you used to pay $750, $460, and $500, you're now adding another $500 to that. So you're going $1,000 plus $750. So you're going from $2,100 upwards on your H-1B fees. So that's a pretty big fee increase that we see coming down the pike. Very, very big deal. That's something I wanted to mention today. Another thing I wanted to mention today, very, very importantly about the H-1B process, is that the market research analyst, if you have lost an market research analyst case in the last few years, you might be eligible to have it reopened and looked at again, okay? Because USCIS lost the lawsuit about that. It was shown that they're spending way too much time on, way too many denials on those cases where they didn't actually look at the case. They didn't actually delve into the case, figure out how good it is, see if it has value or merit. They instead issued an RFE, issued a NOID, and then denied the case. And denied them at such a rate that the judge basically said, hey, look, you guys don't seem to have been doing a legitimate job on these cases, okay? So the H-1B market research analyst is another case that you want to look at. It's something you want to think about because there is a settlement right now on those cases. A little bit dry today, so I will be drinking a lot. All right. My spouse is U.S. citizen. My spouse is U.S. citizen. Process to file a green card, please. Process to file? Well, you get married, you prepare the petition, you prepare the application, and then you mail it off. Of course, everybody loves to ask, hey, how do I do this? And I kid you not, I have one of my best clients, great guy, him and his wife, wonderful clients, and they've been with us for years, and we had just a miserable time getting the green card. You know, she's Canadian, he's got a great job here, but for whatever reason, we just hit all the bumps in the road. Everything that could kind of take extra time. So they actually filed their case for the I-751, the removal of the conditions, and they filed it on their own, right? Just gave me a call, talked to my assistant, hey, we're just gonna file this. All right, man, go do what you want to do. That's fine, right? So of course I find out later when they email us, hey, immigration returned our filing to us. And it turns out it was something really simple about how they wrote the checks. They wrote the check one way versus the way you're supposed to do it. I think they combined the amounts or something. I don't know exactly what happened. But their case got rejected, and then they had to file the case again. It was late now. It's a pain in the butt. So when people ask me these questions, I tell that story for a reason. There's a real reason. It's like, people are like, how do I do my green card for my spouse? It's like, well, you can do it this way, and there's instructions, and people can read the instructions and file it out and do it. And I just want you to know that when I say that, it's not legal advice. It's not me telling you, oh, go do it yourself and you're going to be fine, you're going to win. It's nothing to do with that. You just asked me how to file a green card, and I'm going to tell you that information in a very basic and plain way, because I'm not here to do like a complete walkthrough and tell you everything that can go wrong and everything, all the little details you have to worry about, okay? But basically, there's a petition and an application. You can file it, and from there, you can actually get the case filed and go to an interview and get it all done. Just read all the instructions, okay? There's a bunch of stuff you got to figure out, okay? H-1B updates. All right. Any update on the immigration bill? Hey, yeah, I will talk about that in a minute. I have a bunch of stuff to say about that. What will if my current employer date is current and my new employer doesn't file for perm? Okay. That's a very complicated question. I'm going to answer that one too. That's a really great case. Past years ago, and it helps in my immigration case. Right now, I'm again due to a new job. I was missed the interview 2 times. That's why I get a 3rd chance. All right. Husband missed the interview for Nats. Will he get a 3rd chance? Well, you got to be informing them. Normally, the answer is yes, but you have to update them and tell them you missed it and ask them to give you another one, and they should be able to do it for you. Okay. You changed your IT job since you filed your I-140. And you're filing a new one due to a new job. So basically the way that works is if you have an I-140 approved and you have a PD from that, what you want to do is file your new I-140 pointing out your priority date. It's not so much about your IT job or what job you had or whatever. It's that you had a priority date and they want to carry that priority date forward. That's a very, very big deal, okay? Now, another question that was just thrown in there that is really kind of a big deal here is this one from Mayan K Parmar 086. What if my current priority date is current and my new employer doesn't file for perm? Okay, now this is a really, really big deal because what you're talking about here is you're eligible to file an I-485. Now, I would tell you to get with your attorney, your current attorney, new attorney, or your old attorney, and try to find out if you're going to be able to file your case through the old employer. Now, it's a little bit tricky, okay, because the relationship's going to matter, you guys getting along, all that's really, really important. But what's really going to matter is the concept of filing the case that you had on an old employer and then porting to a new employer, okay? This is the #1 immigration trick for Indian employees, okay? It is using an old case and then porting it. It's called porting, P-O-R-T-I-N-G. You can port under AC-21. There's a memo that talks about all the details on it. But the truth is what you really want to do, and I do this for clients a lot, this is the biggest savior of time and money. It is to port your case to your new employer, but it requires some tricky moves. It requires a little bit of, you need some cooperation from employers. You need them to understand what you're doing. You need to be able to pull this off, okay? So that's what I would tell you can do. If your new employer doesn't file a perm, go back to that other one and get your green card. Come on now. Waiting in line's a long time, and green card takes priority because your career will open up. We all know when you have a green card, right? When you have the green card, your career opens up. So I've told clients before, like, hey, sometimes you have to make a priority change, not career. It's got to go back to your ability to get a green card and when you can get it, okay? All right, any update on the immigration bill? All right, so the update on the immigration bill is a lot of the same, but let me just go over it anyways. So Build Back Better is an infrastructure bill that has passed the House. Now, it passed the House as a whatever, $2 trillion spending package. Whatever the numbers are, doesn't really matter. What matters to me, and in this business, is sections 60001, 60002, and 60003 and 4, okay? Once again, they've included these sections in the law, and I actually have them here because I broke them out. We're writing an article on them. And essentially, these are new sections that talk about how people can fit in and recapturing visa numbers. Okay, so 60002 is the recapture of numbers, and then 60003 is adjustment of status under certain conditions, and then 60004 is the supplemental fees, which we're looking at adding a lot more fees, and 5 is just a budget allocation for the USCIS for to $2.8 trillion. Looks like to help them kind of grow their programs and get people hired back again. Okay, what do we like about this plan? When I say we like, we say we have some basic assumptions, because I know I sometimes get people here who don't know what we're talking about. What we're talking about is legal immigration primarily for people in the employment-based process who've been waiting sometimes more than 5 years or 10 years. At present, people who are filing green cards now could possibly be in line to get a green card for 20 years. 20 years, and sometimes longer. Okay, that's literally the situation we have right now. That the employment-based green card, which is the green card where your employer sponsors you, you're in line, you have a visa, and you're working, could possibly take 10, 20, or some cases they're saying more than that. Okay, these are extrapolations based upon how slow we're going right now and the priority date of having a 2021 priority date. So right now, this is a major, major problem. Okay, people are on a visa. They cannot change their jobs. If they have any job instability, they could lose their green card. They have children who are aging out because when they turn 21, 22, 23, they're done. 21, they're done. They no longer count on the green card with their parents. So their parents might get a green card next year, but their kid is 22. The kid doesn't get a green card. Parents get the green card. Kids don't. Okay? So, I mean, there are people who contribute to the American society. They're legal immigrants. They're doing stuff here. So that is a baseline assumption we have in all these conversations when we deal with immigration reform. So the recapture of green cards provision, which is probably the most important provision for us, is going to be a recapture provisions and removing some country title codes for 10 years. That could dramatically speed things up. It really, really is a cure for legal immigration. So where we're at right now is it's got to go to the Senate parliamentarian again. And this is really killing us because we expect it to go to Senate parliamentarian on the 19th of the month, which is, this is a live stream. So yeah, it'll be this Friday. So essentially, we do want to hear and find out what's happening in terms of Senate parliamentarian not pulling it out of the bill. Recapture of green cards and some of these other provisions that they're putting in are pretty small. These are things that'll be life-changing. And at this point, the bottom line is, if you don't know immigration, you don't know what I'm talking about, there has to be a reform for both legal immigration and illegal immigration, both sides, okay? And we can divide them up. We can do it any way you want, but both sides have to be addressed. And this is not a political problem. This is actually a real-world problem, a real-world problem that has very simple solutions. The solutions are they're right there for us. We can see who's employed. We can see that they're paying taxes. We can see what visa they have. We can see everything about them. Can we get them to the finish line and get a green card instead of making them wait 10, 20 years? Okay. So the Build Back Better immigration update, that's where we're at. We're trying to, see where that law is and what comes into play. We'll know within the next week or so what we're dealing with. Okay. I had a car accident 2 years ago. Anything helps in my immigration case? It will not. No. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I got a phone call coming in. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Just had to quickly look at something. Back to Build Back Better. I don't know who this guy is. All right. Where was I? Oh, here it is. All right. So, so essentially, yeah. God dang it. Sorry, guys. Sorry, live stream. I have this client, somebody calling right now, and they don't have an appointment, and it looks like I don't even know what this is about. I'm gonna have to figure this out. All right, I'll figure it out later. But back to this. Okay, so in terms of legal immigration, that's what we're talking about. Let me jump in and let me see what we can do. All right, lots of questions. Thank you. Car accident. All right, 2 years ago, so anything helps in my immigration case. My husband missed his citizenship interview 2 times due to medical reasons. We'll get their chance. I hope he does. You should be talking to the officers by submitting a request for new time every time, okay? All right, scuba driver. Through 3 cheese trees, these 3 fleas flew, while these fleas flew freezy, breezy, blue. Okay, that's great. Oh my gosh, this guy won't stop calling me. This I have to call you in an hour, dude. Okay, well, thanks so much for that. I really appreciated that. That was awesome. Thanks, scuba driver. All right. At what point of employment-based green card, including perm, do I get to stay after visa expiry? You can only stay when you have an I-485 filed and pending. Filed and pending. It's the only time. Okay. When you have a green card filed and pending, you have your AOS pending. You're in a period of authorized stay. I have an approved I-485 letter based on VAWA over 3 months ago now, and I did not receive my green card. That's because it won't go to you. It goes to the office. VAWA is a privacy-based case. It only goes to the attorney of record or the individual who's on Um, so you should be checking with that office to get that, okay? Because it should be there by now. Can you elaborate on the new H4 work permit thing? Yeah, it's not as good as the L2. Let's just put it out that way. Okay. So what they've done is they've said that the H4 EAD expirations, when you file a timely request, they're going to give you an automatic 180 days after the expiration of your EAD to continue forward. Now that is not as good as like some new developments which have come for L2s. L2 spouses can just, L2 spouse of an L1 can actually just work without a work permit. And there's actually a case law saying that E2 spouses of E2s also can work without a work permit. So the H4 hasn't cleared the hurdles yet. It's still in a place where they're going to allow for an extension of time. They've also given into this new premium processing for H4 EADs. Now, this is the new development, and it's actually tragic, right? I mean, these things take 20 minutes or a half an hour to get done, and these things are just really, really tragic. Now my actual cell phone's ringing. Today's actually crazy. Okay, let's go. There's Tom. He's like, "What's up, my man? What have you been up to today?" Hey, Tom. It's Monday, so Monday's back to work day for me. We usually get ready for these videos. We usually do a lot of research on what we're doing. Writing a little article about U.S. Competition. We're falling behind, it looks like, against the world. I have some stuff coming out on that. And aside from that, man, it's my normal day. Come into work, start cranking. We're in the middle of the month. We do have sort of a monthly meeting on Mondays too. I mean, a weekly meeting on Mondays. I did that. My kids went to school. No more COVID in the schools. Well, we had it last week, but they're fine now. And then that's it, man. That's what I'm up to. Chargers lost, but aside from that, life is good. Lakers won, so you keep going, right? That's what you keep doing, right, Tom? Thanks for the question, though. All right, Pranur ready. H1 approved without I-94 from employer A with client B, and I valid H4 and EAD. Can I change the client? Yeah, you can change. You can do anything you want. You can do anything you want. The thing is, if you have your H1B, you don't really want to abandon it. I mean, that's going to be up to you and your attorney. If you abandon it and you have H4 and you have H4 EAD, you're great. But the H1 is something decent to keep so long as you're not spending a lot of money and time on that. And you can change the client, but you're going to do multiple, double, triple filings because, oh no, you have an approval. So you'll file a new change of employer. It'll be fine. It'll just show change of employer. You can move over there right away. But you should be discussing with your spouse and with your attorney what status you should keep, H1 versus H4, because you can recapture your H1 time if you switch over to H4 completely, okay? But that's also kind of tricky because you hold both of them at the same time right now, and that's kind of bizarre too. That was really bizarre, okay? You have a valid H4 means that you filed a change of status on an I-539, and your I-129 H-1B shouldn't be working. It's hard to hold two statuses at the same time, okay? So you have a bit of a mess, actually. Talk to your attorney, find out which is the last action taken by USCIS. That's the one that's yours. That's what you have now. Don't worry about your H1 because you're cap exempt for 6 years after you first got it. You can always go back to it, but your H4 EAD is probably the one you can stay on. But again, big decision, lots of details, lots of timing. You should be talking to an attorney about it. But thanks for the question. No new B1, B2 new visa appointment until May 2022. Is it true? So it's possibly true, and that's going to be a consulate-based decision. But what they're going to be switching over to most likely is they're going to be looking at doing renewals without an appointment. So we've been able to do some things like that already, which is depending on the consulate, we file for a waiver of the interview, okay? Appointment waiver, okay? So Yeah, I mean, this is really hard if you're going to be doing B1, B2 and trying to get things going that way, and you don't have an appointment yet. After green card, how many years to take citizenship? 5 years. 5 years of LPR. You can file. You can file 4 years and 9 months after having it. If you're married to an American citizen, it's 3 years, and it's 2 years and 9 months. You can file for citizenship. Can I update I-130 for my spouse after becoming a U.S. citizen? No, it automatically updates. Okay, it doesn't need to be done anywhere. Simply the fact that you became a citizen automatically upgrades it. Your spouse can choose, you or your spouse can choose the citizen route or the LPR route. If you are a citizen and if that's what you have now and it's your spouse and you want an AOS, you should be filing the 485 right away, okay? You should please check into that and figure out what's going on with that because there's something available for you right now. Biden just signed BBB bill. That can't be. He didn't. Because the Senate hasn't passed it yet. We're waiting for the Senate parliamentarian, and we're waiting for the Senate Budget Office to give us some information on certain things. Could you please tell if you file H4EAD litigation? Yeah, I'll file an H4EAD litigation. It's just that you're not going to be happy with it. You're going to spend a lot of money, and we have to do a 90-day thing. We have to do a filing, and it takes time. Do we file them and win? Sure. Yeah, we do. But I mean, you're spending a lot of money to get there, and if you have a group, it's probably better. For a second lottery H-1B, would it be the expecting start date filed by employer for application? So the second lottery already happened. It happened quickly, automatically. There's nothing else. Hey, thanks for the rose, cool dude. Appreciate it. And you can, okay. So the start, okay. This is also a very confusing question, okay? It's because start date is always October 1st. And that means your employer had to have written October 1st on that. I know there were some crazy things that happened and people had written later dates, but when you write a later date, you don't get into that lottery for October 1st. So at this point, what you're going to do is, if the case is filed, when it gets approved, USCIS will give you a start date based on that approval, and your 6 years will run from that, okay? And it depends on how you filed it. That's why people do premium on their second lotteries, man. They try to get start dates of now, November 1 or October 15th, right? Because things are kind of crazy. All right, Super. Hey, cool dude, Rose. Thanks a lot, man. Illegally, with no intention of working, in a trailer with some guy, what are my options to take? It's great. That is really what? Is this some fantasy you've got? Man, what kind of story is this? That is crazy. What are your options to take? No options, my man. No options. We got lots of stuff we'll talk about in a consultation, but not on this live stream. I mean, there's too many things to go through. It's a full interview, but when you came, how you came, what your options are, 245I, family, parents, siblings, standalone I-130s, DACA, VAWA, U visas. There you go. That's what you want to look at. The last two are the most important. If I was your attorney for that guy, I'd say, well, has that client abused you in the trailer by yourself? Then the answer would be you got to do something. You have to go by abuse. My ex-wife is out of status due to divorce. We have a U.S. citizen child. She continues to live. Well, I'm glad. I want her to live. Take back my son. You got a tough story there, my friend. That doesn't sound very good. Sorry to hear that. She's going to have to find another way to get status. If she's the victim of any kind of violence and violent crimes, she might use that. Getting your son back is going to be a custody thing based upon you in the court and what your wife has to say. If she's going to live in a different country, it's going to become very, very difficult for that to happen. And it's one of those things that comes in these situations of who has custody of the child and where that child lives. It's a very, very big deal. I'm sorry to hear that story, Super. I hope you guys get things sorted out. But her being out of status, I've been through this with people before, and that out of status person's in a bad situation, but they don't lose the rights to their child because of that. All right, recapturing green cards parts for family. How is that going to play out? Mood 73. Recapturing green cards for family is part of all of this when they remove the 10-year country cap provision. They're trying to recapture and they're trying to hit it. So they're trying to recapture the all of those lines. So there is a hope that that's going to happen, that they're going to move things back, going to move things forward for all these family provisions. All right, so I'm getting the news that Biden signed the bipartisan infrastructure bill just now. I don't believe that's the Build Back Better bill that passed Congress, right? House.
No, they're separate.
They're separate, right? Okay, so there's an infrastructure bill which came through Infrastructure Week, which was whatever many times ago. Build Back Better is a little bit different. It's got a little bit more to it than that. So whatever you sign today, we'll have some info for you when I get back on Twitter, okay? My probably date is EB2 November 2013. Do you think it may get current in a few months? I have no idea. I thought things would be moving smoother, but we're having some rollbacks actually in the EB problems right now. EB prior dates actually moved back. So I haven't contemplated whether that will move forward quickly, okay? Arian 290486. Do my new employer need to transfer approved I-140 immediately after job change? So you're doing it wrong. You asked a question that shows me that you don't know what you're saying. If you have a job change and your I-140 was at your prior job, your new job has to do a whole new perm and I-140. The only thing that can transfer and port is a I-485. My daughter will be 21 soon. My husband has work permit with withholding removal. Can she help him? Complicated question. Short answer is yes and no, depending on what you're saying. The problem is withholding removal is a removal order with a judge's order to not deport the person. So that means that whenever someone has withholding removal, that means that you have to actually do a little bit more sort of magic on that. Can she file for him? Yes, she should file I-130 for him as soon as he turns 21. And then you guys need to look at filing a JMTR or an MTR, going back into court, getting that thing opened up again. So you can either process the case as an AOS, or you can do some sort of consular processing, which will be hard. Short answer is yes, Missy Burkett. Long answer is there's a lot of details in that you have to work out, okay? Good luck on that. Oh, call us. We can help you with it. What am I saying? We know how to do that kind of stuff. Give me a call. We can help you out with that. Truth hurts, brah. No more immigration for the USA. Oh, thank you. Truth hurts, brah. Thank you for joining Truth hurts, brah. I will follow you and listen to your wise words. I love it when the trolls come. Let them come, man. It's okay. For second lottery H1B, what start date needs to be put by employer on application? Thanks. I can't answer that. It's too complicated. I mean, it's highly likely you write October 1. And then they're just going to give you the start date that comes. It won't matter, you know? But I'm saying I can't answer it because it has to be figured out by your employer. There's some liability there. The wrong start date, your case can get denied or rejected, so I don't want to answer it. Muzzy, Joyful95 just wrote Muzzy. What does that mean? What does Muzzy mean? H4 still got an unfair deal. In the eligible cases, there should be no reason to apply for EAD separately. Agreed. I agree. I think the revamp in immigration is far greater than we even understand. Okay, so helpful. Someone wrote. Okay, I hope I am. I'm really glad. Viren T4. My date got current. Now EB3 date went back. Do I have to wait for the date to be current? Yeah. Yeah, you do. If you filed your case already, then immigration is just going to hold it and wait. You'll be in a period of authorized stay, eligible for work permits. That's the good part, okay? When they retrogress, people who've already filed are still in line and still sitting there, okay? Teddy wants to, how can spouse interview more fast? There isn't anything I can do about that. But bruh, what are we laughing about? Mr. Water Bottle. Oh, what are we laughing about? I don't know. Maybe laughed at something somebody said. You guys are great, man. Love it. Come in here, trying to get in. I don't know, some inside joke. I have no idea. When would you know about the registry date proposal changes? Is it still considered? No, it's not. I don't know about that yet because they're trying to pass a new law, and I don't think the registry law is in there. Okay. B1, B2 renewals with appointment waiver can be done right now. Appointment waivers are available depending on the consulate, and we've done them and won them. Cool dude gave me a rose. You rock, man. Thanks. Batistidis. My I-140 is with old employee. Can I still keep extended my H1 without filing new I-140? Yes. Short answer is yes, but you're going to be in trouble very, very soon. Someone asked on YouTube, do you think if the infrastructure bill is passed now, Congress and government will try to escape from immigration issues? Do I think that? What my opinion is? My opinion is that immigration laws and bills have not come anywhere near passing because of the political liability. That's it. Immigration has been, for years now, a negative word in the political spheres, right? In political talk. It's something that gets people negative, it gets people upset, doesn't make sense. People are always fighting over it as if they know what they're talking about, and they don't. People generally don't know what they're talking about, number one. Number two, they have some opinion based upon some gut feeling that's most likely just some personal issue, right? It's just, I hate immigrants, or I hate immigration, or I lost my job. And a lot of times it's emotional. A lot of times it might be actually real. And I have empathy for those people. Like I understand where they come from. But really, the truth is like it's really none of those things. We can have immigration, and you can have your whole life the way it runs, the way it works. You can have exactly what you want in the United States, and we can continue to do immigration the way we do it, and we can even increase it. It will never ever impact people in that way. What I think is a problem is that we have a broken system that actually doesn't work, and it's caused actually more. It's growing in the amount of disruption it causes. So we're at a place where functionality is going down in America, and American politics is keeping it from being functional. And that actually is sadly like many other democracies around the world, some of the broken democracies. So what I'm seeing right now isn't any good. H4EAD premium process is supposed to be passed. She filed for domestic violence. Well, I mean, if you're a citizen, she can get a VAWA case, or an LPR, she can get a VAWA case. If you're not, she can have a U visa case. Can I travel outside the UAE with an approved U visa? Talk to your attorney about that. You need a travel permit. I-45 cross-chargeability case, closed priority dates. USCIS error, packet resent, no update yet, no status. That sucks. Cross-chargeability should work, but you need, this is what I mean. Like if you do it yourself, you're going to mess it up. You have to point out the cross-chargeability and make sure they get it. And you have to do it in the mailroom. A lot of times you have to say, mailroom, please send a supervisor. Sorry, it's another trick, but that's what we do. Can you change the company 6 months after 45 is pending? Do I need to refile labor? No, you can port 45 pending 180 days. You can change the company. This guy's even reading messages on TikTok. Okay, you don't have to join, man. I'm sorry, dude. I'm reading messages on TikTok. I don't know. You upset about something? For free stuff? Guy going on free and I'm doing everything for free and you want to write a complaint. Good waste of breath, man. Waste of my time. Did NBC accept bank account instead of sponsor petition for my dad? No, you can. It's going to be more complicated. I-864 is the actual document. The number one way is your tax returns and how much your income is on your tax returns. The number 2 and 3 ways are based upon an asset sheet. It's on the I-864. The NBC will accept it, so you can do that. Waiting for my travel documents for the last 8 months. Why is it taking time? Because immigration's messed up and broken. It shouldn't take that long. NBC timeline for IR5. I don't know. I'm on H-1B. Can I enter USA with 1 month of visa validity? I plan to file extension after I enter. Yeah. Be ready to get stopped by secondary. Be ready to show them what's going on and show them that you're filing. Yeah. You can do it. But be ready, okay? Because that's gonna be a pain in the ass. I don't know IR5, okay? If it's an immediate relative case, it's mostly about them getting the documents that you send to them, then they process it. They're really fast. NBC is. Sending it to the consulate's totally different. I-45 is pending. Can I port? Yes, after 100 days, you're allowed to port. All right, guys, so I think I've reached the end here, and I answered most of the questions that I saw. I mean, I'm as many as I could. I really do appreciate people who watch and check in and ask questions. And I'm sorry, sometimes people out there ask a question or some guy's got some complaint. Hey, I do the best I can, but I'm an immigration attorney. This is free. I do all this for free, and I get 40, 50 people, usually more, every time I do it. So if you can't, be patient and let me get to your question, too bad, so sad. You can go somewhere else. All right. All the rest of you, aside from that complainer, are great. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for checking in and watching us live streams. Check out our videos. Check out our stuff. If you want an appointment with me, give a call. I still do free consults, and a lot of you guys call, and you'll hear my speech. Hey, this is 5 minutes. I'll talk to you for a little bit. If I can answer your question, great. If I can't, I might tell you I can't, and that's it. But still, I get a lot of calls. I do a lot of people, and they get helped out. All right. Stay safe out there. Talk to you guys. Bye.